Hello there, today I'm going to show you how to create your own AI assistant based off of a specific persona that you create in your Keymate Memory. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load my prompt Butler Alfred from my Keymate Memory. I stored a specific prompt that tells my Keymate instance to act like Alfred, the similar Butler from Batman, and to help with suggestions and writing and other things. So here it is loading up that it has the context that it needs. Is asking what persona we'll be working with today, and I'm going to say Phillip, which is me. All right, awesome. And now it's going to ask for what I'd like to do today. So let's start by asking for movie recommendations. So I'm going to write based off of my movie interests. Please suggest a movie for me to go to in New York City. So what it's going to do is it's going to provide a suggestion for a movie based off of what I wrote for my interest in my Keymate Memory. All of the interests and information in my Keymate Memory is tagged to the persona Phillip, so it should know to look at the Phillip persona when trying to give recommendations. And so what it likely did is it went to the memory and then it went to the web. And it says, based on my cinema preferences, and it gave me a recommendation for a movie. And I do love Jeff Goldblum, so I'm guessing I would probably like that movie. So that's good. Now let's try something else. Let's try to have it give me suggestions based off of my hobbies. So I have my hobbies and interests stored in my Keymate Memory. So I'm going to write, based precisely on my likes and hobbies, can you suggest some things for me to do this weekend? And I have a list of interests, and so let's see what it says. Okay, arts, outdoor social activities, culinary, entertainment and leisure, and it looks like it got a lot. I'm a big fan of board games. I love Asian cuisine. I mentioned liking the outdoors, and I'm a fan of volunteering, so that's pretty good. So now let's have it help me write a message to my wife. I would never use AI to craft a message for my wife, but I did put some information about my wife in there. And I also have a set of writing samples. So I'm asking it to, based on the information in there about my wife and my personal writing style, craft me a short text message that I can send to her. Let's see how it does. Okay, pretty good. I usually do address her as love. It pulled in some of her interests, which is cool. It added a signature, which is probably not typical for writing a text, and I'm going to let it know. I would not normally write a signature in a text, but not bad. Yeah, thank you. All right, so that's good. Now, let's try maybe doing some kind of social post. I like to post on LinkedIn, and so I stored some of my LinkedIn samples and tone of voice there because it's slightly different than my personal style. And so I'm going to write, I'd like to write a LinkedIn post recapping the week. Please check my social writing style. Make sure to check samples to analyze how I typically write on LinkedIn. After analyzing, please check the news for recent updates related to OpenAI. And then write a post in the same format and style of me. Let's make it no longer than 500 words. Yeah, make it 500 words. 500 words works. Long with short, punchy just do shorter statements so it's not overly long, and a strong opener. And why don't we just add in for it to make an image as well that fits well to that encapsulates the news that you end up finding. So it's going to check my memory, and then it's going to search the news for things that have happened recently and craft a little post for me. Now it's nice with Keymate, you have access to the image generation and all the different things for GPT-4, and then you can couple that with the Google search and the Keymate Memory to write a pretty decent post It would probably need some tweaking since it's not exactly how I would write it, but it's definitely a great start, and I can tell it pulled in some of my style. The last thing I'll ask it to do is to create a new bio for me based off of the information I have. I added in job information about me and resume information. So can you check my information about my job and pulling in elements from my resume to write a new bio. Create a bio that is 300 words in length. Let's keep it value oriented and make sure to highlight my accomplishments and achievements. So now it's going to go and it's going to check the segments of my memory based off of the Phillip persona that have to do with my job as the co-founder of Keymate, and also some other information for my background. And there it goes. It's got the information here, starting with Keymate, dives into most recent past work, highlights the other company I used to run. It's pretty good. It got a lot of detail in there. Oh, and it added in the volunteer stuff. That's great. That's a pretty decent bio. Good job. And then I always, if you're working on this and you notice it kind of changing a little bit from the original prompt, I always like to say don't forget Alfred prompt when responding, and it will check back with that prompt and make sure to follow suit. Nice. Okay, those are a few examples of drawing from your Keymate memory for suggestions and writing based off of a specific persona.